Hello there, this is Pikachu, video game collector slash voice actor fan and all of that. Welcome to another pickups video. This time, this is for April of 2023. Now you're probably asking, why are you doing this much more earlier than intended, the day being the 19th and it's nowhere close to being the end of April yet? Well, I've decided to just do the pickups video now instead of later, because I'm not sure if I'll be getting anything else next week, which is the last day of April. Well, there is one thing that is coming, and that is a Tony Hawk game for the Nintendo Switch, but I will probably just include that in the next video. If you're wondering why I'm having to keep my voice down for this one, it's also because I think my sister is asleep, but if she isn't, then I might raise it a little, but that all depends. So yeah, let's just get on with the pickups video. So first of all, if you recall, a couple of days ago I received a big bag full of PS2 games, and I was really happy to have something like that be brought over here, because it barely ever happens. Like maybe once in a blue moon, but not too frequently. So the person who had the bag, they said I could look through the bag, see the games that I wanted to keep, and the ones that I didn't were just gonna get. I could do whatever I want with them. So yeah, I sorted through the bag on Saturday, and as you can see over here, not counting that pile, I'll get to that in a second. I do have a couple of games that I did choose to keep. So this lot, and the rest of them, they're either going to CEX or the local charity shop if they don't really go for much. So yeah, about 9 or 10 games in total I got from the bag. So let's take a look at the ones I'm keeping. So first up is Buzz Jr. Jungle Party, one of the Buzz Jr. games that came out. It's a bit different from the usual Buzz ones, because they're more like quizzes and answering questions and stuff, whereas this one is more about the mini-games, and this has about 40 of them. I think this was also ported to the PSP as well, but with a lot of content removed from that version. So it is complete with the manual, and there is the disc. It's actually in pretty nice condition. So yeah, I do actually remember having a lot of fun playing this as a kid, so I'm more than happy to have this back in the collection. This was an interesting one I came across. This is Def Jam Vendetta. Basically, I think this is a fighting game, but with a lot of like Def Jam stars. Yeah, the hottest Def Jam artists and music. I know there's also another game which is, I think, Def Jam Battle for New York, and I think that goes for a lot more money than this one. This is the more common one to find out of the two. So depending on if I like this game or not, I might potentially find that game. But it is complete again with the manual. We have, next up is Juiced. This is the platinum version of the game. You might see that there's a couple of platinum ones in this bundle, but I don't mind it too much. I mean, it still is nice having some of the games either way. This looks like a street racing game in a similar vein to probably Need for Speed or Burnout, so I might give this a go and see what it's like. Again, complete. Unfortunately, though, the case doesn't exactly shut properly. And then we have the sequel, which is Juiced 2 Hot Import Nights. 2007 this one came out, so this is a very late PlayStation 2 release. I think by this point, depending on when this came out, I think the PlayStation 3 would have already been out by this point. So yet again, complete. This comes in a later PS2 case, a bit more flimsy without the memory card. Speaking of which, we have another racing game. This one is Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition Remix from Rockstar, the people that made Grand Theft Auto. I don't really have much to say about this one. But complete with the manual, the registration card as well. Now these two are ones that I am very, very happy to see were in the bundle, and so I was definitely going to keep these two. They are the first two Ratchet and Clank games. They're Platinum Editions, yes, but it is still Ratchet and Clank, so I'm going to keep these in the collection anyway. So we have the first one. I should also mention there was the first Jak and Daxter game as well, and I was excited for that at first, but then when I saw how badly damaged the manual was, I decided I wasn't going to keep it. But it does have the manual and the advert for Jak 2 and Locked and Loaded, which we will see in a second, and the disc. And speaking of which, Locked and Loaded, the second one in the series. I've also got Ratchet Gladiator as well, and Size Matters on PSP, so it is finally nice to have the first two in the collection. We do have another leaflet for the third game. I think it's called Up Your Arsenal, and Sly 2 Band of Thieves, which is a little bent. But luckily, though, it isn't the manual, which is bent. It's in really nice condition. So, yeah, that is really cool. So, yeah, out of the games in the collection, I would say these two are the ones I was very happy to see. But we also have another Platinum release. This is Tekken 4, which I was also not expecting to see in the bundle. Again, the manual, not in exactly the best condition. It's a bit like got some dents and stuff on it, but it's alright. And the last one from the bundle is The Sims Bustin' Out. I've never played a Sims game before. I am only familiar with the, I think My Sims, was that a spin-off title? So I'm curious to see what it's about, and maybe I can mess around with the Sims' lives and cause trouble for them. So yeah, those were the games that are going in the collection from the bundle. So yeah, I had a nice look around. It was definitely nice sorting out the tap from the good. And yeah, I think I found some good there. So moving on to yesterday, I went to town. Originally, we went out first to get my hair cut. And originally, I was just gonna go to the hairdressers and then pop to Farm Foods and Iceland and see the food there, and that was it. I was probably just gonna go back home. But no, I decided at the last minute I was actually gonna go to town, because we had to go to town anyway, because I was gonna get glasses and stuff. So yeah, we decided to go to town, and I've got some pretty good stuff that I'm more than happy with. But first, before we get to them, I do have two books hiding under Pikachu and Eevee. And as you can see, the first one is probably the most random pickup I got out of all of them. It is the Coronation Street, The Rover's Return pub quiz book. Themed and potluck general knowledge questions plus exclusive Coronation Street rounds. So yeah, recently been into a lot of quizzes recently, as I've been saying about a bajillion times recently with these pickup videos. So I was very interested picking this up for free from the local, I think, bookshop where you can take at least 3 of them for free. So yeah, it is just that. It is a pub quiz book with some regular quizzes thrown in and some Coronation Street related stuff, which is perfect because I know jack shit about Corrie, because I'm not a soap person. I don't really watch any soap operas and stuff. But my mum is a big fan of it, so she might know a lot of questions because she's been watching it for a very long time. So this might be useful for her. And it's in really good condition as well. So that was nice. And I also, another game one, this is to go with the other Chase book. This is The Chase, The Greatest Chases, which I found for, I think, £1 at, I think, the Cancer Research charity shop. So as you can see, it's questions, a whole bunch of them, and obviously separated into the different chasers. So yeah, it was very nice to get these two and have them in my mini quiz book collection that's going on. I'm trying to get the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire ones as well. But that aside, we can finally get on with the games that I picked up there. And first of all, is actually not a game. It is a DVD, which is something that I don't think I've done in a long time. But this is to go with the Disney DVDs that I have in the collection. This is the special edition to this set of Mulan, which is a very, very good film. One of the last of the Disney Renaissance. I think the last one was Tarzan after this, before the Renaissance era came to an end. But this is definitely a very, very good movie, and is one of the few I was missing out on. It's got a leaflet advertising The Incredibles, Bambi, and then the Disney Move game on the PlayStation 2, and a competition to win some Disney games on the back. This is going to go in random, no particular order. So yeah, the two stores that I went to, actually I picked this one up from the British Heart Foundation charity shop for 50p. So yeah, otherwise the rest of them are going to go in random order, because most of these I picked up from CEX and the entertainment station, so I'll tell you which ones that I picked up from there. So first up on the PSP is the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Party Edition, which I do have on the PS2, but now I've got the PSP version, so randomly, if I decided to take the PSP on the go, I can take Millionaire on the go. Of course, there's also the game on the Switch as well. This is from the entertainment station for £1. This one on the Nintendo DS, also from the same entertainment station store. This is WarioWare Touched, which I think I vaguely remember playing this back in the day, and really enjoying just how crazy some of the micro games could get. And this has everything in it. It has got the usual health and safety stuff, the Nintendo DS leaflet advert thingy, the Nintendo VIP thing which hasn't ever been opened, and of course the manual, the nice manual included as well. And somebody's written 942 on that for some reason. Next up, 3 PlayStation titles. Actually, I'll do them last, but I'll do the PS2 one first. This is Beautiful Joe, which is from CEX. I think this was originally, a GameCube exclusive, but then it eventually got ported to the PS2. Correct me if I'm wrong. So again, complete with the Capcom advert leaflet, the manual, and the disc, and again, somebody writing a bunch of numbers on the case for no reason. These two are also from CX. We have on PS3 Spider-Man 3 in a very bit of a dirty case, this one, so I think it looks like some mud on this. I think it looks like somebody's put some mud on this, actually. I don't know, so maybe I'll try and find a different case to switch this one out. But obviously this is to go with the other Spider-Man 3 game on PS2, with this one being the main version of the game that was released on PS3 and Xbox 360, and probably the PC. I presume it was for the PC as well. So there we are. And Rayman Origins. So another Rayman game to go in the collection. I was thinking of picking the other one similar to this, but when I saw this, I decided I would get this one first before the other one. Complete with the manual, but it is the wrong disc of the game though. This is the Essentials disc, whereas this is just the regular version. So a little bit annoying, but not that major. Next up, this is one that I'm happy to have, being a big Pikachu fan and all, so obviously it wouldn't be complete without Let's Go Pikachu on the Switch. An electrifying adventure with Pikachu, our cutie old buddy old pal. And obviously, we got some nice artwork of the whole Kanto region there. And there is the cartridge itself. And then finally, we have the free PS1 titles that I got from, again, the Entertainment Station store as the Millionaire WarioWare game. So let's show them off. And the first one is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, the first game. There's a bit of a crack on the case. I think some of these do have some cracks. But yeah, it's still a decent copy of it though, aside from the crack. And there's also 3 more of these on PS1. There is the second edition, which is also on PS2, and the Junior edition. And I think this also came out on the Dreamcast as well. So it has got the manual, advert to win 1 of 10 Scion Revos, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and then the disc itself. So yeah, nice to finally have that. And we have Disney's Aladdin in Nazareth's Revenge. Again, another game that I vaguely remember playing back in the day, although not too much of it. But this is by Argonaut Games, the same people that did the Croc series, and I presume that it probably reuses the same engine as that particular game. But we do have some adverts for some Disney titles on the back, and all complete with the manual, another advert, and the disc there. So really, all of these games do have their manuals, which is very good. And the last game, this is the one, the second one I'm most chuffed about. I would say the Pikachu game is probably my favourite thing that I got today, yesterday. But this next game is one that I was definitely chuffed to see and just immediately picked it up. This is Toy Story Racer, and I got this for £25, whereas at CX this goes for about 30 to 40 quid, I think. So again, another game that I vaguely remember playing back in the day. So it's nice to have a legitimate copy of this. So there is the manual in very nice condition. Advert for The Lion King, Simba's Mighty Adventure, which is, I remember playing back then, wasn't really that good of a game. And there is the disc, which actually is also fine as well. So there we have it. That is all of the stuff that I picked up for these past couple of days. So yeah, pretty big April, if I do say so myself, and it's so big that this video has gone on for about 18 minutes. So I think I'm going to stop the video here now. So until the next time I make one of these, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.